This is part 18 of my series on my Engaged Model Railway project. Previous parts covered the project from its inception through the creation of the baseboard, selection and laying of track, building of scenic items, obtaining rolling stock, etc. The project is ongoing. Recent parts have also featured actual video of running on the layout, and more to come. This part features some recently acquired rolling stock, an LMS Crab locomotive, 2 Pullman coaches and a baggage car, and coal and stone loads for a train of wagon. This will be a combo video with a review of details first and then some running video of the new stock. I had some new coaches delivered from the UK, which is where all of my rolling stock has to come from, since British Engaged rolling stock is just not available in Canada where I live. I bought 2 Pullman coaches and from another vendor an LMS baggage car. Here they are in Colville Station. And here they are out on the line. I'm not honestly sure if the LMS ever actually used Pullman coaches in this brown and cream livery. The Midland Railway, which became part of the LMS on amalgamation, certainly owned some Pullman coaches, but I believe they ran them in red livery like this. I've seen pictures of brown and cream Pullman coaches behind LMS locos, but I think those pictures were from heritage railways or models, so they don't really prove anything about historical practice. Here's a clockwork train set that Hornby sold, featuring what appears to be an LMS Crab locomotive and 2 Pullman coaches, but again, of course, it's a model and doesn't prove anything. Anyway, they are attractive coaches and perhaps just the historical might have been. The next shipment that I received featured this Crab locomotive in a handsome lined crimson LMS livery, plus a couple more LMS brake vans which I needed to be able to make up multiple freight trains, and some Graham Farish coal loads, as I had quite a number of unloaded open wagons. Here are the items out of their packaging for a clearer view, and a little closer. I bought the Farish coal loads because I previously acquired some Farish coal wagons and was pleased with the loads that came with them. I was a little disappointed to find that the new loads that I bought came just as the bare resin pieces. The load left in this picture is one that came with the previous coal wagons, and as you can see it came with foam attached to it, which made it fit very nicely and snugly right into the wagon. Of course, wagons vary, so a standard thickness of underfoam wouldn't really work for all. Here are a selection of the open wagons that I had, 5 plank, 7 plank, and metal. I cut pieces from dollar store foam board to go under the loads to bring them up to the height of the wagons. I found also that even though these are all 4-wheel wagons, some are a little longer than others. The Farish loads fitted snugly into the shortest wagons. Some space was left at the ends of the longer wagons, such as the ones at bottom left here, but it's not very obvious from a distance. Since I had more wagons than coal loads, I used some Woodland Scenic rock debris to load 3 of the wagons. Here's a picture of many loaded wagons in the period, mostly private owner wagons, though there are some LMS wagons towards the back. And here are some more loaded wagons. Now, is that all coal or is some of it stone? Here's the Crab locomotive on the layout. This was a Mogul, i.e. a 260, and its proper name was Hughes or Horwich Mogul. Its principal distinctive feature was the steeply angled cylinders, which can be clearly seen in this picture. It acquired the nickname Crab from its performance. Some say it was because it looked crab-like with the angled cylinders operating. I think a more generally accepted explanation is that the operation of the angled cylinders at speed caused the locomotive to sway from side to side and along its axis, giving a feeling of crab-like progress to those on the footplate. Here's a real crab, somewhat incongruously with the Midland Railway's logo crest on its cab, but an LMS maker's plate. This is, of course, a preserved loco. And here's another view of the same preserved loco, one of 3 that have been preserved. Again, the angled cylinders can be very clearly seen. And back to my model. Here it is pulling the newly loaded wagons. Not really suitable duty for the Crab, which is more a passenger loco, but I wanted to try out the day's arrivals. Here's the train again. As you can see, I even put both new brake vans on the back. And round between the farm and the tunnel. And round over the yard. And now for some actual running video. So first we'll try to get the Crab out of the engine shed. I've got him in the left hand track there of the new engine shed, and we'll get him out and we'll have him pull the new coaches. Okay, let's see if we can pull him out here. I find it rather hard to control the speed of doing that. And we'll take him onto the main line. And he's going to go in the reverse direction on the main line. Famous last words, yes. There we go. So he's off on the main line, ready to pick up his train. So we'll see if he can pick up his train. There, the coupling may or may not work, but we can try. Did that work? Yes, it did. There you go. So he's pulling his train out of the siding. And here he is sitting in Colville Station, and we'll just pull him out of Colville Station. Famous last words, come on. And we'll see if we can bring him round for you to have a closer look at. Well, you can see the Crab and the Pullmans there. See if we can go a little bit more wide angle and let you see him running a little bit. He should speed up a little bit if he goes down the viaduct there. And round by the tunnel, round by the back of Bilston and the farm and the tunnel. And that, of course, will bring him back to Bilston Station, although it's out of shot, unfortunately. Not Bilston, Colville Station. And we'll bring him round for one more close pass. Yes, one more close pass. And away he goes. So now I'm going to bring the newly loaded coal and stone wagons wagons out of the siding back there, being pulled by the G2. And hopefully we'll bring him round where you can see him a bit better now. Back 3 wagons of the stones, and I derailed those recently due to my own stupid error, and that was not pretty, because those stones all spill out. That's a steep gradient he's pulling up there. He's a good puller, this guy. He's pulling 17 wagons, I think that is, and quite heavily loaded. I took a file to the viaduct because it was so bumpy. It's a little less bumpy now that I've taken a file to it to level the tracks off. And let's try to do a very slow pass if we can, so that you can see the wagons properly. And once more up the gradient, hopefully. In case you haven't watched any of my other videos and you're wondering where the chuff chuff sound is coming from, that's not DCC, that's the Kato sound box doing the chuff chuff and other noises. It's a brake noise and a whistle, and not a very satisfactory whistle really though for UK trains. I'm trying to see if I can get other sounds. Okay. Now we'll try and get a little bit of overview footage of the G2 pulling all the coal and aggregate wagons, stone wagons. Trying to adjust it. The problem is you have to adjust that chuff chuff on the sound box to try and get it to look sensible with the the speed of the engine. Different engines need it set quite differently to look remotely sensible. I'm not sure that I've got it set to a very sensible speed for him now. It is noon and the clocks are chiming. Set the points the other way and try and take him round the outer branch of the intersection. So now instead of coming in, he should go through the station there. Ah! Except, of course, he's lost his wagons. Any way we can pick those up again, or are they just gone? No, maybe we got them. I find rapido couplings so frustrating because they're just always coming uncoupled, especially on a curve. And of course, if you have any little bump in the track, help you know, but I've tried to eliminate bumps as much as I can, but still get uncoupling on the curves. I filed the track on the viaduct where it joins at the end because it created a horrible bump otherwise, which really was prone to derailing things. Anyway, there you go. There he goes up the incline again. Now, I have to say, not too many of my engines could pull that many wagons with some, a little bit of heavy load here and there in them as well. Still a little bit of a bump there going up the viaduct. You could see him hit the bump there and bump a little, but it's a lot less than it was before I took a file to the ends. Well, we'll see if can we get past that pace where we derail, where we uncoupled before. Quite likely not. If it's going to uncouple one time. Yep. If it's going to uncouple one time, it's probably going to uncouple the next time. Well, I reckon that'll almost do for him, won't it? There you go. Anyway, it's the D2 with the Graham Farish coal loads and some loose stones in the last few wagons. Now let's see if we can see the Crab bringing the Pullmans round. Break into the station there. And pull away again. Famous last words. While he's up there, we'll change the points to take him round via Bilston. Him there as well, albeit that there's not really room on the platform for all his carriages. We'll leave the luggage wagon off. Well, there you go.